I mean, I think the old saying was that you can't pour from an empty cup. So if I am depleted of all of my energy, all of my will, all of my happiness, how can I possibly put that forth? How can I give that to someone else? How can I make sure? Hi guys, welcome back to Be More Fabulous with Erin. This channel, we are all about living our life with passion and living our life on purpose. I deliver content for all of my entrepreneurs, girl bosses, and creatives looking to create lives that we love and doing it again with passion and with purpose. So today's video, I'm so excited about. I really wanted to sit down and give you guys some tips for self-care to boost your productivity. Now, this has been something that I have been seeing all over social media lately. People kind of just feeling bad about their situation, people feeling like they are being judged for not being as productive as they can during the quarantine. Now, that is not for everyone. That's not everyone's path. I know for me personally, I have used this time to definitely build my business, build my brand, and as you guys know through my videos, I am encouraging you to do the same. If you have not checked out my last few videos, please check them out. I'll put them probably here. They are all about starting and running a business during these times. However, that is not the path for everyone. And I can understand how some people feel pressured into not making the most out of this time. But I want you guys to know that you can have it all. You can make sure that you are taking care of self and being productive all at the same time, because honestly, they go hand in hand. If you are not focusing on your self-care, then you will not be productive. You just can't give your best when you are not at your best. So making sure you take care of your self-care is so important. And I want you guys to know that you too can do it. So I want to get into my top 10 tips for self-care that will boost productivity. Please stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's get into this. Number one is to plan the night before. Now, I know that if you are already an entrepreneur, if you already work from home, this is something you probably do anyway. Even if you were not an entrepreneur, it's always a good idea to plan your days the night before. Now, while we are in this quarantine, most of us are home with our entire family. I know I am here with myself, my boyfriend, my mother, my son, and my daughter. So we have a full house here. And it's so important for me to make sure that I have a plan going into the next day. The easiest way to start this is to start looking over your calendar the night before. Look through your calendar, see if you have anything on the books that are going to be for the next day. So any Zoom meetings, any calls with clients, maybe you have a conference call with your children's teachers, anything like that. You want to make sure that you're looking over that the night before so that you can plan for it the next day. If you guys are home with your children, you want to make sure that you have things taken care of as far as food, making sure that there is a plan for food. Maybe you want to prep some snacks, plan out what your meals are going to be each day so that there is no question and things are just running smoothly. If you guys need help with meal planning, I have a great video of how I have been meal planning during this quarantine. I'll link it here, and that will definitely help you guys really plan out your days so that things are running smoothly. Number two is to dress the part. Now, I know we have been so comfortable in our houses, in our pajamas, in our robes, honey, with no bra on, but it always helps if you get dressed. When you look good, you feel good. So if you're planning on running your business from home, working from home, and you want to make sure you are maximizing the most out of yourself, get dressed. Get dressed and start feeling good about yourself. Of course, you don't have to have your whole glam squad come over and do up the whole big thing. You don't need all that. I would say to get out of your pajamas every day. Even if you're just throwing something casual, you want to make sure that you're casual, comfortable, but feel good. You know, I find that even when I get on a phone call with a client, I like to get dressed. I like to get dressed because it just makes me feel better. I have a background in sales, and one of our tips is to look in the mirror and smile and talk and pretend like you're talking to your client, because that's going to come across into the phone conversation. And for me, I feel like the same thing is true when I get dressed. If I get dressed and I feel good, I feel like I'm more confident. And if I feel like I can talk to my customers, my clients, my coworkers more confidently. So definitely think about getting dressed every day. And that goes for your entire family. Get up, get your kids dressed, make sure that your children, even if they're just doing school work from home, get them dressed, let them get in the shower, get dressed. I know I have a 14-year-old son, and I am going through it, making sure he gets washed every day. Crazy, right? But just do it. It'll make you guys feel good, and it'll definitely help with your self-care and productivity. Number 3 is to set daily goals. This is something, again, I have been doing for a while and was doing before this quarantine. And I know a lot of you guys have probably already do this, especially if you're running a business. Setting your goals for the day just helps you make the framework for your day. Make sure that you're not forgetting anything that's important, and you're making sure that you're checking off major things for your business. Now, since we're on quarantine, again, we're here with our family. So I have found it helpful to do my normal top 3. So I normally do my top 3 of things that are important to me that I need to get done that day. Before the quarantine, sometimes my list would grow past the top 3, just depending on how challenging each task was. Since the quarantine, I have only been sticking to my top 3, and I have actually made one of those things about my family. So I do my top 2 for business, things that I want to take care of as far as the business side of things. So there may be a project that I wanted to get started on, a project that I needed finished, something that I had to research for that day, new content that I wanted to create. But then my last thing is I tried to do something for the household, and now I add in a home task. That way I'm creating some type of work-life balance and making sure that I am hitting goals across all of that. So that's been very helpful for me. My goal for the house could be something as simple as rearranging the pantry, making my meal plan, going over my meal plan, maybe messaging my son's teacher to talk to her. Those are things that I do. And number 4 is to create a schedule. This has been a lifesaver. Now, it's something I'm still working on because, again, I'm in this with you guys as well. And my schedule is not the same thing as my normal daily routine, because now I have a bunch more people I need to mix into the fold. So I have been making a schedule that's way more intentional than my normal daily routine. So by that, I mean, I have to literally plan out, wake up, wake baby up, cook this, eat that. I just have so many things on my schedule to make sure that everything is getting taken care of. But when everything is taken care of and everything is running smoothly, it takes such a weight and burden off of me. So my schedule is pretty simple. I mean, we're getting up, we're eating, we have to go into, I go into work, my son starts his schoolwork, we take a time out for lunch, we take time out for activities, we have it all carved out. It also helps to really set times with your schedule. So before, I know I would just eat breakfast when I had a chance to. Now I really have to say, okay, this is breakfast time. So this is the time where they can eat breakfast. This is lunchtime. This is the time where we eat lunch. And this is dinner time. And I have been working very hard to start cooking dinner earlier, and having this schedule has really helped me with that. And if you have this schedule, you can say like, okay, these are times that mama will be working, so I need to be alone, and that will help. I'm telling you, once you have a schedule and people know the schedule, it'll take a lot off of you. It'll take a lot of stress from you. It will help with your self-care, which again will help with your productivity. Number 5 is to take a proper break. Now, I know it can be hectic when you're trying to run your business, you're trying to run your household, you have so many things to do, and you just don't have time to stop and take that time for yourself. And you just feel like you don't have time for yourself. I am telling you to insert the time, make the time. Take a proper break. And when I say proper, I mean stop everything that you're doing. Carve out time just for you. Your break time should not be the same time that your kids are eating lunch or during an activity you have scheduled for them. It should be time just for you, solely for you, where they know this is mommy's time. I am taking a break. Even if that means mindlessly scrolling through social media, that is your time. You want to make sure that even though you're taking care of everything that's going on, you're taking care of yourself. Even if it's just an hour of reflective time for yourself, you need to take it. And during this time, you need to eat. I mean, I thought it was crazy. Like on my schedule, I actually had to write, don't forget to eat. And I think that's crazy. But when you think about all the things we have going on, I forget to eat all the time. It's just, there's a lot happening. You know, it's not really until like dinner when I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten all day. So take the time, make a proper break, eat something, take time to yourself, close your door, and just take that hour for yourself. Number 6 is to set boundaries and stick to them. This is something that entrepreneurs they have to do. We have to make boundaries for our customers and our clients so that people know like these are our hours that we'll be handling this. These are the days that we do X, Y, and Z. Because if not, it will just get crazy for you. It'll be too much for you to try to handle, trying to please everyone and meet everyone where they are. This is really important now that we're on quarantine because you're doing everything from home. So you want to let people know, like, I won't be doing Zoom meetings before 9 a.m. I won't be taking client calls after 5 p.m. You need to make those boundaries clear so that you can have some type of work-life balance. Otherwise, you're going to be on work calls till midnight. I know that for me, I am dealing with brides for my wedding business, and it's so sensitive. Everything is dire for a bride. Everything needs to be answered right then. And I've had to let them know, like, we just cannot operate this way. Anything you need answered or handled, I will do it at the appropriate time. And you really have to stick to it. You really have to put on your big girl panties and stick to it. You know, this is where being a boss really comes into play, creating boundaries and letting people know this is what needs to happen so that you are not going crazy. On the same hand, you have to do the same thing with your family. Your family has to know that, okay, while I am home and this is my family, I am still running a business. I am still an employee. If you're just doing your 9 to 5 from home, you still have things that need to get taken care of. So I do try to let my family know, like, when I am handling something, if I'm on a meeting or on a call, if I'm doing a project, they need to respect that boundary and just wait until I am done. If you are stopping every 5 minutes to meet everybody where they are, to handle something as soon as it comes, you're going to burn out and you're not going to be able to be productive that way. Number 7 is to delegate. Having someone else to help you is key. Asking for help is key in self-care. I know people think that asking for help makes you weak, but it actually makes you strong. We are not super women. If we have our kids home now, we're responsible for their schooling, we're responsible for their parenting, we're responsible to make sure they're eating, they are healthy. It's a lot on us, and you need to be able to push off some of the responsibility to someone else so that you're not getting overwhelmed. This could be something as easy as having your spouse make dinner that night. It could be, hey babe, it's bath time, but I need to handle this, so could you do the bath? Or it could be, I am taking my hour to myself, you need to make lunch. This will also help if you go back to thing number 1 about planning the night before, and that's when I said about making snacks or anything like that that can be done and ready to go for the next day so that the kids don't have to bother you. It's like delegating to yourself by having that kind of stuff all ready, you know? And if you have older kids, like my son is 14 and he pretty much can do basic cooking himself. So he'll make his own breakfast, his own lunch. That's important too. If you can push off something else to someone else, do it. It will take a load off of you and just make a world of difference with your own self-care. And you'll see how much more productive you are when you stop trying to take on everything. Number 8 is to stop trying to be perfect. We are not perfect. And the moment you realize that you don't have to be perfect, another huge weight will be lifted off of you. I think that's something we put on ourselves. We make this false narrative that we have to be perfect wives, perfect spouses, perfect parents, perfect teachers, perfect business owners. And that is not the case. No one is perfect. And if you really stop to think about it, no one is expecting perfection of you. Again, that's something that we put on ourselves. And it just causes so much stress and it slows down your productivity. Think about if you are trying to push out an email and you stop and you rewrite the email 18 different ways, not because of grammatical errors, because you definitely want to make sure that stuff's taken care of, but you want to add another word in, so you want to research the word. You just want to spend so much time making it so perfect that now it's taking you an hour and a half to send one email. If you let go of that thought that you have to be perfect, you'll start to feel better about yourself, and that will help with your self-care. And if you're not striving for perfection in every little thing, you're going to be more productive. So just stop trying to be perfect and just be you. Number 9 is to focus on your own race. This is like what I was saying about all the social media posts I've been seeing. People are feeling guilty about it. People are feeling like they're being judged. And that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that people are really focusing on what other people are doing, especially during these times. If you're focusing on Jan next door who started a cookie business and who is already selling out, and you just started and you're not doing as well, you're going to start to feel bad. You're going to start to put doubt into your own mind instead of focusing on you, focusing on your path. And starting a business right now may not be for everyone. everyone is running their own race. Some of us are at one point, some of us are at another point. Some people are at home and they don't have children, so they can accomplish all these things. Some people are financially stable already, so they can relax and chill out. They don't need to go out and look for other things. Some people are completely content in where they are. So don't compare yourself to other people. Where you are is exactly where you need to be. If it's not, get up and change it. You don't have to look to Sue to see how her race is going to start running your own. And my final tip, thing number 10, is to put yourself first. Now, I know every woman in the world just collectively laughed at me because that is something that we just don't do as women. And then when you factor in mothers and if you're in business, you very rarely put yourself first. But I can guarantee you that if you start putting yourself first, prioritizing your needs above anything else, it will make you so much better for everyone else. It will make your life more productive. It'll make you more productive with your family, with your business, with just running your life. I mean, I think the old saying was that you can't pour from an empty cup. So if I am depleted of all of my energy, all of my will, all of my happiness, how can I possibly put that forth? How can I give that to someone else? How can I make sure that I am taking care of that if I don't even feel taken care of? It's so important to put yourself first. Take the time out of your day to treat yourself. Make sure that you're running on a proper schedule. Make sure that you're eating healthy. Make sure that you're really just pouring all of your energy into yourself, because after that, you'll be able to pour it out to others. So I really hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I am trying to tell you that there is definitely a way to have it all. You can have both. You can be productive and be taking care of yourself. It's crazy to think that we couldn't or that we can't. And even with times like this, when we are in this quarantine and it feels like life is just crazy, we can still do it. We can balance our life. It just takes time and it takes you making a plan. So I hope that these 10 tips help you to plan out how you can take better care of yourself to make you more productive in your lives. I hope you guys remember to always, always, always live with passion and live your life on purpose. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Please like and subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I'm posting, and please join the fabulous family.